afternoon. So, we are in the last week of May, 25th, Monday. So, we had a couple of things happening in the weekend, mainly related to the geopolitics. So, as we know, Pakistan was moving to Iran, flying to Iran to discuss the uh, final peace deal. So last week I told you that I was anticipating, like I was expecting a USD sell, and the caveats for this trade was if some kind of a de-escalation of the war is uh, playing in the market, USD will can check my previous live. So in that I told you the prices will go higher, and after that it will come back down. So this is actually what we expected. uh, Apart from that, let's talk about what happened in the peace talks, right? So basically there was nothing much happened in the peace talks, right? uh, there was no finalized deal happened between Iran and US, but there was some kind of positive ideas about the de-escalation. So with that, we saw the markets, right? We saw the markets opening with gaps. I will drop into 1 minute time frame, so it's right. This is the market open. So it was in a rally, right? Uh, this is the market open, and this is NAS 100 opening with a gap, right? And S&P 500 with opening with a huge volume. And uh, every market, every equity index opened with a gap. So it's obvious, like the markets are now currently expecting a risk on sentiment, which is quite good. It's quite good. So personally, I entered to gold scalp. I easily got 260 pips with booking 4K in my account. So I was like, this was a quite small trade, like within a couple of like hours, maybe I think within 1 hour I closed the trade because I needed to go to sleep, so I closed my position. And also obviously there was a opening liquidity gap, so there's a possibility of price moving to this gap and clearing the gap and moving higher. So this was the general scenario. So talking about the coming week, this week, uh, currently the market is at the risk on sentiment, but I'm not like 100% relying on this because with the past experience, like in the past few couple of months, we saw the regime changes or the sentiment changes within like 5 minutes time. Like 5 minutes before it's risk off, and 5 minutes after it's risk on. Right, risk on to risk off, risk off to risk on. So there is a very huge risk at the trading in this current market with the Donald Trump's regime, right? So personally, I am not 100% relying on taking swing trades in this current environment. That's my personal point of view. So I will basically focus on scalping trades. So if you ask me a question, like last year, I had some positions I was holding it for 2-3 months. So now I have totally shifted my trading style with this current regime because being honest, in the uh, beginning of this year, January, February, March, like first 4 months, I was in a net loss because of this uncertainties. So now I'm like grabbing some profit of the markets and trading according to what is happening at that time. So let's hop into what we are supposed to get in this coming week, right? So it's obvious, like usually most of the Mondays I don't trade because it's low liquidity and there are less number of news events that I am interested in executing my trades. So hopefully there's no trade for me today. And moving on to Tuesday, again there's nothing special. And we have on 27th May inflation data, right? Uh, Let me get you the Australian economic data first, right? I'm using my dashboard also to get right. I will do something like this. This is very important. This is one of my key frameworks I follow when I build my trades, right? So first of all, I go to the latest economic projection, right? And most of the central banks I trade, they provide a monetary policy economic projection with their monetary policy reports, right? So we have the 2026 May, like the latest economic projection. So right, this is the April projection of Reserve Bank of Australia. So they project, right? They project the inflation. Let's talk about the inflation because this upcoming event is related to the inflation, right? So they forecast, right, the inflation will increase to 4.8, the CPI to 4.8, and the trim mean inflation, which is the preferred matrix of the Reserve Bank of Australia, to 3.8, and gradually decrease by 2026 December, 2027 June to 2.4, and December, and likewise they are expecting this June inflation will increase, and after that gradually decrease into their 2 to 3% range, right? Same as the trimmed mean inflation: 3.8, 3.5, 3.1, 2.6, 2.5. Now let's see what is the current status of this inflation rate. So we have here, right, CPI. We have here the trimmed means RBI trimmed means CPI YY 3.3, right, 3.3, and the RBI weighted mean CPI at 3.5, right, and the CPI inflation is 4.6, right. Here this 4.8 is related to this inflation rate 4.6, and this 3.8 is this RBA weighted mean CPI. Oh no, wait, it's the trimmed mean CPI, right? Trimmed mean inflation, this one, right? 3.3. So at this point, the inflation is doing okay compared to what RBA was expecting, which means in case we get an inflation higher than these values, right? Higher than these values, but lower than these two values. I mean, like the CPI 4.6. If we get 4.6 or 4.7, less than 4.8, I think it's a no trade for me. And the trimmed mean CPI 3.3 comes below 3.8, but above 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, it's totally okay for me. Like, it's since the RBI is forecasting this for June as 3.8, it's quite obvious it's within the RBI, Reserve Bank of Australia's expected range. So for me to be a good trade, I need this to come above 4.8 and this to come above 3.8. That's a clean trade for me. Otherwise, I will not trade for a beat in this for CPI. And we're talking about the miss, right? If we get something less than 4.6 and 3.3, then it's obvious it's a good sign for sell AUD. As you know, we got the unemployment rate, a very bad print. Let me show you. Right here we got 4.5, and it was previously it was 4.3, and we got 4.5, and the full-time employment was dropped to 63.4 thousand to 10,700, right? 10.7k, and there was only a slight increase in the part-time employment. Which as like fundamental analyst, we consider this print as a very negative data print. Let me show you here. The unemployment rate is gradually increasing. I will get it to 1 year. So hey, this is clear now, right? 4.1, 4.3 and 4.5, right? You can see it has been gradually increasing since January, right? So this is very not good for Reserve Bank of Australia, because their unemployment rate, they were expecting 4.2 for June, and 4.3, 4.4 and 4.7 for June 2028. At this moment, right, the Reserve Bank of Australia is having a value which is greater than June 2027 expectations, right? So in case Reserve Bank of Australia starts to think about the labor market, then they will have to think of cutting the interest rates, right? So let's see what is the expectation of the market about the RBA next interest rate decisions, right? We are getting June interest rate decision. It's 90.7% probability of hold, and August 37.9 cut. Still majority are expecting hold throughout this year, right? So generally by the end of the year, like only one interest rate hike is priced in for the market. So let's see what was the expectations 1 week ago. 1 week ago it was nearly 1.5 rate hikes, and 1 month ago it was nearly 2 plus hikes. Right now it's gradually dropped to 1 rate hike, which I consider is negative for Australian dollar. So if we get a miss in the CPI, I think it's the most preferred trade for me. So I will look into sell AUD. Now we can see AUD Australian dollar 2-year bond yields are also showing some decline, and 10-year and 30 are also showing good decline. So this was a clear, strong level. I was monitoring and still monitoring. In case if this level is broken, I will start to short AUD back again, right? So far, despite of the war escalation scenario, there's no positive signal for me to uh, long AUD, right? And let's check about the positioning. AUD, it's like overstretched towards the buy long positions, and still I think net non-commercials still are building Australian dollar positive long trades. It's quite fine. In case we see a few more negative prints, negative fundamental prints, economic prints, these people will start to unwind their long positions, which will result in AUD losing its value. And apart from that, AUD aggregate, the other concerned thing is, right, other concerning thing is uh, retailers are also building their short positions, which is a little bit frustrating for me because I want retail traders to start building their long positions, which makes more confident me, like which makes me more confident about selling Australian dollars. So let's see about how the markets had reacted. Uh, I didn't take this trade actually. I just marked it. So this was the scenario. So technically, we can consider the 4 hours is in a sell trend, right? Sell trend, and this is a correction movement. And I think even though the war scenario like de-escalation is confirmed, I don't think AUD will go in a long a long rally for a quite long time. And it's not possible from my perspective. I think Australia AUD will go like this and start selling off, right? And again, I think I'm a little bit concerned about AUD CAD because I don't. If the war scenario is de-escalated, Canadian dollar will also again start to sell off because I will show you. Canadian dollar, the strength of the Canadian dollar was only based on the oil prices. So other than that, there was nothing. Uh, if not, no fundamental data supporting the strength of CAD. You can see unemployment rate is increasing 6.7, 6. Now it's 6.9. GDP is also dropped. Inflation, core CPI is dropping. Headline CPI is still below 3% range, and the city economic sale price index is showing a minus 2.08. It's a very bad scenario. And let me show you this one. Retail traders are building a lot of buy positions in CAD, which I don't think is a good idea, right? We missed a trade in USD CAD. It's like stopped me out, and after that it started rallying higher. It's okay. It's a part of this game. So I'm not going to touch this at the moment. CAD is rallying. NZD CAD. NZD CAD is a good pair to look for longs. Sorry, we missed GBP CAD. It's also already rallied. I missed the entries actually. CAD JPY selling off. Yeah, good. we might see good. We might see. Okay, what the fuck? Why we get JPY? This liquidity levels are also taken out, so I think get JPY will go in this direction. Right. I'm not taking these trades. I'm just showing my view on these currency pairs. Right. Euro CAD, USD CAD, AUD CAD. Get CHF. Right. Yeah. I will look into buy gold if gold comes back to this liquidity gap. Let me put a highlight to this level. Right. I missed something. I forgot to make the live. Shites. I forgot to make it public. Shites. Shit. Okay. Let's see. Fine. So this is my current thinking of about the market. So after the AUD CPI, we are getting USC PCE. So it depends on what happens until Thursday. In case if we get uh, a peace deal before Thursday, then this will be tradable. Otherwise, I will not consider trading this as a news event. And yeah, this week I think it's very we're having Canadian GDP. I'm expecting a miss. Let's see what we will get. The most favorable for trade for me is trading for a miss. And again, uh, Friday. That's all we have on Friday. Yeah, I have only three tradable events. Out of that, the US PCE is like kind of 50-50. AU CPI will focus, and Canadian GDP I will focus on trading on as well. So yeah, this is what I am expecting at the moment. and let's see what will happen with the markets. Let's meet again tomorrow in the New York or London session and see what are the tradable opportunities we have.